You're watching a B.A.S.S. presentation.
Hello and welcome, everybody. There is some familiar-looking water. You may not recognize it yet, but you probably have a good idea where we are for the St. Croix Bassmaster Open presented by 7. This is the 6th stop of the year for the Bassmaster Opens. Our coverage presented by Dakota Lithium. And we are at, of course, Lake St. Clair. 430 square miles of water with an average depth of just 11 feet. But for our purposes, the most important part about this particular spot is the bass fishing. It is legendary, one of the iconic spots in the world for bass fishing. And right now going on is this 6th stop, the Bassmaster Open. Ronnie Moore's here. I'm Tommy Sanders. And Aaron Jackfield, who lives right in the neighborhood, is the man on top, according to Bass Track as it stands right now.
Yeah, Bass Track going into the day 2 weigh-in in just a few minutes is going to be very interesting at that final, or the day 2 weigh-in. Trevor McKinney right behind him. Trevor, 27 pounds, 12 ounces. Yesterday, Tommy, there were 64 bags over 20 pounds. You could be in the 70s and still somehow make the cut to fish on Championship Saturday tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll be down to 10 tomorrow, but you can see that the 23 pounds for all the top 10 yesterday, 23 pounds plus. I think it was a little bit better than people were estimating. Some people I could name.
No doubt about it. And we saw a little bit of a flare as well. Some largemouth showed up for one Ishman Rowe. We'll see if he made that work 2 days in a row, and you'll only be able to see that at the weigh-in today.
That's right. You take a look at it. They're situated between Lake Huron and Lake Erie in the largest freshwater system in the world. The Great Lakes of North America, and there it is right there. Of course, connects to Lake Erie, connects to Lake Huron as well. So great to be with you today, and we're going to be with you all day tomorrow, bringing you live coverage of what Ronnie just mentioned, Championship Saturday. Of course, these guys are getting into the last about hour and a half of fishing time today, so day 2 is almost chewed up. Welcome to the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon. That's Ronnie, I'm Tommy, and I think we're going to get to see a lot of good bass catching tomorrow. I think we'll be entertained, to say the least.
St. Clair was fantastic in 2023 for the Bassmaster Elite Series, and we know 2024 edition for the Opens will be just as fantastic. The thing about it is, Tommy, there's so much playing field. It's the same playing field with a little bit more than the Elite Series had last year. We can go all the way into Lake Erie until that red border we showed you, all the way up to Lake Huron to that border. But this year, Walpole in St. Clair on the Canadian side, Walpole is involved, and that's where some largemouth goes down. So maybe that's where an Ishman Rowe was fishing. We will see about that. But Canada, U.S., Michigan, Ohio, anywhere you want to go, there's plenty of good fishable water. And it used to be, Tommy, if you stayed in St. Clair, you did not have a chance to win this event. Lately, it's been if you leave St. Clair, good luck trying to win this tournament. So we'll see how our top 10 are situated going into tomorrow.
Right. Huron and Erie have always been temptations in these guys, but that is a huge, what you might call time suck. That can really wipe your day out if you do that and you're not successful.
Yeah, you used to be able to go there, fish unpressured fish, have a little bit less time than other people, but it was worthwhile. Now, if you have 8 hours of fishing on St. Clair, you better use every minute possible. And we've seen Anchor Bay factor. We've seen Joey Cifuentes win over on the Canadian side. We've seen the rivers factor, Detroit and St. Clair rivers. Erie has factored for some. That is dangerous to get back, but I think all the bad weather that we've had earlier in this week with all the hurricanes coming through the country, that has dissipated, and the weather today and tomorrow will be fantastic.
Yeah, really fantastic. That Bass Track leaderboard we just saw there, as you mentioned, it's not going to be resolved till there because not everyone's reporting so far.
Yes.
Including a lot of, and this is kind of interesting, current Elite Series members and former Elite Series members who suddenly showed up here at St. Clair. Can you blame them?
Yes, they're the Division III, what we would call our northern, this is kind of a northern division / central division hybrid, and the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan anglers showed out big time. 221 boats in the field, Tommy, almost a 225 boat field for St. Clair, Leech Lake, our next stop, and the Mississippi River. So there's going to be plenty of places for those single division anglers to fit in there. Guys like Elite Series Pro Seth Feider have to win one of these 3 northern events to be able to make the Bassmaster Classic. You got Taku Ito, our last winner on the Elite Series. You have Jay Shakira. Better watch out for him. Kenta Kamira, you mentioned it, former Elites, Ishman Rowe, and so many more, some college representatives as well.
Oh, man.
Hey, and even though he's not in this event, we're going to have the pleasure of having our winner last year, Joey Cifuentes, join us in studio all day on FS1 and Bassmaster.com to be our guest analyst.
Well, he should be a good one, man. I mean, he put on a show here last year, winning his second of 2 events as a rookie last year. We're going to take a look back at 2023, the Bassmaster Elite Series we're talking about for this victory by the man from Clinton, Arkansas.
He's dealing with a little bit of a sophomore slump, Tommy, a very poor season to his standards, because last year, you said it, he won at Seminole, he won at St. Clair, he got 5th in Angler of the Year, won Rookie of the Year in a tight battle with Kiyoya Fujita, and in this tournament, Tommy, we were wondering, would Joey be able to survive? There were so many fish, the population was huge in Anchor Bay, and that's where 9 of our top 10 were. And for Joey to go across the lake by himself, it must have been eerie that final day, Tommy, when the 9 anglers stopped after just 2 or 3 minutes of running, and he kept going for 30 minutes, but he got the victory.
91 pounds and 8 ounces in place. He said didn't have that many fish, but they were the right ones, and that's going to be the problem for all of our anglers here. Everybody can, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to catch 5 4-pounders. It's those 5-pounders that are going to make a difference.
We mentioned the leaderboard for this tournament, past winners, Elite Series guys. Our Tackle Warehouse EQ points race standings got shook up yesterday.
Yes.
Easton Fothergill, who's in the lead, had 20 pounds basically, fell way down because Dakota Ebear caught 21 or 22. That's going to be the difference. We'll see who takes our points lead going into tomorrow.
Yeah, more changes absolutely today at the weigh-in, which begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see it right here on Bassmaster.com.
20 minutes.
And we will be here tomorrow for you at 8 a.m. Eastern Time on FS1. 5 straight hours of coverage on FS1. We'll have some coverage after that right here on Bassmaster.com. So starting at 8 a.m. Eastern, we will take you all the way to the end of the tournament. It will be really a lot of fun. Of course, this is a place. This is everyone's bucket list place, and it's our bucket list for tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you 8 a.m. tomorrow. The St. Croix Bassmaster opens at Lake St. Clair, presented by 7.